Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. I'm having one of those days today. I couldn't even get my words out at the top of the show. I've got a nasty cough. And now I don't have my Extra Time questions.
So do you need my speed?
Maybe, but maybe we'll just be reading them off the screens anyway. We've got Nedum here, we've got Ale here.
Do you need my change of pace or no?
Well, we could always do with your change of pace. Let's go check if they're there.
Oh, here we go.
Where's Luis Garcia? There he is. Look at Ale Moreno. Still got it, guys. Oh, and we've got the question too. Look at that.
Hold on. Wait a second. Hey.
Don't be sneaking a pee.
And hey, are you okay?
I'm all right.
So, I was a little concerned that you were not going to make it through the show.
If you saw the actual show tonight, I couldn't get my words out because I almost had a coughing fit, but I can assure you I'm all right. Ale was almost hosting the show for a moment.
Which would have been quite an experience for everybody.
I'm sure he'd do a great job. All right, guys, let's get into it then. Has anyone's opinions changed of Manchester United's players being good enough to be at the club, like Fred, Wan-Bissaka, etc.? Or does Manchester United need to still clean house at the end of the season and get more players? Nedum, I'll come to you on this because we were mentioning this a little bit in the show tonight.
I don't think they need to clean house now. I think the managerial situation they had over the last sort of year or so wasn't necessarily conducive to getting the players to be playing well. But lo and behold, when they have a manager who's very focused and can find the best of those players, you get a chance to see actually how good they can be. I think if you're talking about, say, winning Champions Leagues, winning league titles by a mile and so on, maybe they can add one or two to that. But I think for me, the core group is there, and the fringes at the moment, they're very good. They're playing very well as a team. People don't like Wan-Bissaka, but he's doing very well at this moment in time. It'd be interesting to see how long that form lasts for, but right now, they are one of the form sides in Europe. So as a consequence, how can we be critical of the players within it when they are doing so well?
Nedum, it's another Manchester United question for you here. Ask Nedum. Manchester United, like Liverpool last year, are going for 4 trophies at this time of the season. How many of those trophies do you think they can actually win?
I think Manchester United will get 2. I think they'll get a double. And I think it starts this weekend. A game which, Kay, I'm sort of nervous about. Do you know things that I am worried about, Kay? As a person who played for Sunderland and Man City, going to a cup final between Newcastle and Man United is not going to be the best place for me. So that is something I'm actually worried about.
There you go. He's actually worried about something. He only mentioned it once. That's how you know if it's a real worry for Nedum.
I don't buy any of that. Nedum is worried.
So you've got the Carabao Cup, and what else then, Nedum? The Europa League?
The Europa League. I said Europa League, Well, I think it's 2, and the fans are very excited right now, very excited, and for some reason, they're all on social media telling us how good they all are. So they're going to get 2, I think.
Nedum, be nice, be nice, be nice. You've not got that shift out of the way yet. You want to make sure that they're going to be nice to you. It sounded a little bit sarcastic.
No, I think they'll get 2. I genuinely think they'll get 2, and I think most United fans right now would be very happy with that after the sort of time it's been since they last won a trophy. I think they'll be over the moon.
You know that tone that Nedum just gave there in the last answer? Very similar to Pep Guardiola's press conference.
Very prickly.
Yeah, very sort of passive-aggressive, very sarcastic,
But he doesn't play for Manchester City anymore.
Right,
so
and he's not worried.
Don't make that tie, please. All right,
Correct.
Luis, how many of the trophies that Manchester United are fighting for this season can they win?
I think none. I think at the end, this is going to happen. I mean, there is a lot of expectation, and to be honest, because of what they got in front, a lot of the pressure. I'm so sorry, Nita, but it's what I feel. Until the last part of the season, they got so many things that at the end, sometimes when you swim and swim and swim, you die just when you are right into the coast. So I think that they're not going to get any trouble.
Okay. See, I love that Luis just translated that. Eso es tanto nadar para morir en la orilla. That's exactly what that is. Yeah? That you swim, and you die at shore. That's exactly what Luis is referring to. I do think Manchester United win this weekend, though.
Would that be, so there you go, so you're actually giving them 1, which is 1 more than former Liverpool player Luis Garcia is giving them to win. And I assume that you're not going to the Carabao Cup final this weekend, Luis Garcia?
No, I'm not going.
There you go, Nedum. He's just made you look very positive and much better.
I'm so red. I'm so pro-United. Scary case. Scary.
Okay, guys, how much credence do you give to the quality of a league being tied to how many teams they have playing in knockout stages in Europe?
Well, personally, I don't, because people fall in love with actually making reference to these sort of things. But a league is not just 4 teams, right? So if we're gonna consider the strength of a league, then we have to look further than the 4 teams that may be involved in a European competition. So I don't give a whole lot of validity to that. And for those that say, well, you're defending La Liga, or you're defending this league, or defending that league. Well, La Liga could argue last year, semifinals, Champions League, you had 2 teams, and you had the eventual winner. And one of those teams wasn't Barcelona, it was Villarreal. Does that then mean that La Liga is the best league ever in the history of mankind? Well, no. I just don't think there are many things that go into this that is just beyond teams that are participating in European competition.
So not much that would be. Okay, Luis, next question for you. Do you think Robert Lewandowski would be regretting his choice of leaving Bayern Munich, given how dominant they are in this Champions League campaign? 7 wins out of 7 matches, and joining Barcelona, who arguably have done the complete opposite in terms of European competition?
Yes, of course, you will look back and will say, maybe I didn't do well getting that choice of leaving. But I think it was a fantastic move for him. I think he was looking forward for a new challenge. I think he's doing pretty well. Top scorer of La Liga. He's been doing okay, not in the European competition, but giving a lot of confidence to the players at Barcelona. So he's not only a star, but also a mentor to the young players. So I think he made the move because he felt it. He felt it with the heart, not just with his mind. And I'm sure that he is pretty happy at Barcelona, even though that, of course, they are out of Europe.
Ale, how big a boost can Antony get by scoring a big goal today? Could it spark him moving forward?
Anytime that you scored a goal like this, in this stage, in this sort of platform, a game-winning goal that all the attention is on you, you have been brought onto the field to make a difference, and now you have made a difference. You changed the manner in which Manchester United played in the second half. Yeah, that can only help Antony. And I don't have any doubt that Antony can be a good player for Manchester United. My questions are, can he be a good player for Manchester United consistently? Can he have a very good 45 minutes? Yes, he can. Can he do it over the course of a month, over the course of 10 games? That's the question that Antony has to answer. But this will help. This will put him in that trajectory. It's now a matter of him maintaining this sort of level.
Next question. What team did the guys support growing up? I have a sneaky suspicion Nedum was actually a United fan.
What? How dare they? Absolutely not. Although, to be fair, I had the first bit of music that I ever had was the cassette from Man United in the FA Cup final in '95, I think it was, when they played against Liverpool and Liverpool wore the white suits. But that's the last time I had any association with Man United. But it was City, and my team abroad actually was Barcelona. But yeah, so make of that whatever you will.
So why did you have that cassette, Nedum?
Just because it was the cup final, and I'd only been in the country 3-4 years, and I was getting used to the sort of love affair that was the FA Cup and all the highs of the day and the build-up and so on. And that's when teams were still doing the song. So when the players were singing, I thought it was like quite interesting as a young person to just hear them all singing. So I had the cassette tape, but I'm pretty sure I've set it on fire now, so you don't need to worry about that anymore.
Well, you probably wouldn't be able to find any way to play it anyway, right? These days.
That was not passive. That was just aggressive.
Yeah, this is true.
Luis.
I was supporting Barcelona, but my first jersey, the one that I wore the first time, my uncle gave it to me when I was, I think, 7. It was Athletic Club de Bilbao. So I would support for maybe a year or something like that, Athletic Club, even though that I didn't even knew where they were. And right after, I started following Barcelona from my heart. When I started watching Michael Laudrup and Romario start making those fantastic links in between them and scoring goals and passes and dribblings.
Okay, so first of all, you're in Bilbao right now, or you're close to Bilbao, right? In this lovely room.
Now I know where it is, yes.
Okay.
And hang on, I've got one more question here.
Okay.
Your uncle who gave you that shirt, you said it was your uncle, right?
Yes.
Would this be a little tie that maybe you could have qualified to play for Athletic?
No, he was actually he was born. I don't know why he followed Atlético de Bilbao. He was born in the center of Spain in Ciudad Real. So I don't know why he was following Atlético. No chance to get to sign for Atlético de Bilbao.
All right.
Hey. Well, back home in Venezuela, know that you would know this, Unión Atlético Táchira, which is the team from the region that my dad is from. So I had no choice. I had to support that team, and yes, that was the team that we would go to the games, and this is when the first time that I was exposed to soccer in the stadium and the fans and the smoke bombs and all of that stuff and everything that goes on in Latin America. Nowadays, maybe it's a little bit more checked than it was back then, so you can only imagine what the environment was like back then, but I loved every minute of it. In terms of my first jersey, and this is when I knew that Luis and I had a connection. See, I knew it. See, the way we interact, I know that there is something here. There's some history. The team that I played for, the first time that I was playing organized soccer was the school team, Colegio San Ignacio de Loyola in Caracas. Our uniforms were red and white stripes. The first jersey I got to wear, the red and white stripes, was indeed Athletic Club Bilbao, with a lion right here on the chest.
Connected.
A little lion here on the chest. Los Leones de San Mamés, Athletic Club was indeed my team when I was little.
There you go. Very nice. Connected, you guys.
Yeah,
all
see,
right.
I knew it. I knew it. What? I said I love
Finally,
you.
you agree on
What?
something.
Oh, come on. I'm putting my heart out there, and this guy says finally.
Nedum.
No, finally we got something in connection. I mean,
Other than your fashion sense, obviously.
Oh.
true.
Hey, wait, hold on a second. Are those rackets behind Luis? What's going on in the wall? What's happening?
Yeah, so these rackets right here, they are used to not for playing tennis. It's because I'm in the mountains and there is a lot of snow, so you could use them to go walking all around. Snow.
Pictures or it's not real. Yeah, we need to see some pictures at some point of that, but there's probably not snow there right now. All right, Nedum, were you able to find out what Ten Hag and Sir Alex discussed at dinner the other night? Manchester is a small city, so I'm sure you run into both of them often.
No, Manchester's a small city, maybe by comparison to other places, but it's not that small. And this Ten Hag thing, eating dinner with Sir Alex, it's probably been the same for every United manager since Sir Alex left the job. But because you're doing well, everyone wants to talk about the picture. But yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, enjoy it whilst you can. Maybe what the guy said about swimming to the shore, maybe that'll come true. Who knows? And then we can talk about the picture again at the end of the season. But enjoy it. One icon and one future icon by the looks of it. Yeah, more power to them.
Have you bumped into either of them in a restaurant recently, Nedum?
I don't really leave my house. I tend to just sit here in this exact corner hoping that ESPN FC want me to do a show. And if they do, then I see people. That's basically the way it works, yeah.
See, we laugh, but it's not far from the truth.
No, I'm okay. Everything's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to be a homebody anyway, right?
That's all right. I like Nedum.
Yeah, I know you do. We all like Nedum. Ale, Ale, I'm taking my friend from math class out for coffee tonight after the show.
Okay. All right. Of course.
She grew up in Venezuela, and I really want to impress her. What music should I play in the car? Guaco or Ricardo Montaner?
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on a second.
Did I just butcher the name?
Wait, no, you got
okay.
it. So many questions. Is this a first date? Or is this a casual thing? Is this an ongoing thing?
My friend from math class out for coffee and wanting to impress her suggests it's a first thing.
It's an approach then.
Yes, but she's obviously agreed to go out for coffee, so there must be some interest.
Right. So Ricardo Montaner, if you're going to go Ricardo Montaner, you got to put candlelight and turn the lights down and that sort of thing, because he's a romantic sort of singer. And I'm not sure that we're ready for that just yet.
Bit much.
Yeah, I think it's a bit much. Guaco is more of a, hey, ¿qué pasó? Hey, mi amor, ¿cómo estamos? Mi vida. Guaquito para gozar. So maybe you go in that direction. I would suggest a third one.
Okay.
I would say a specific song. Because if you're talking about Ricardo Montaner, this is old school. You can go old school with Giordano, and the name of the song is Hoy Vamos a Salir. I think it paints a picture of what's about to happen, puts no pressure on anybody.
So today we're going to go out, and then what else does it tell us?
Well, the song goes deeper into what's going to happen when we go out, but...
Might that be a little bit suggestive, though?
Well, I mean, you're just laying out a plan. She could agree to the plan or not, but at least you're putting out ideas out there, floating things that could potentially happen.
Mr. Miami, we want an update. We want to know which song you went for. Don't go for Montaner. That's too heavy.
No, I think that's too much because Ricardo Montaner, one of the songs says is like, I can take you to the top of heaven. You know, when you say something like that, you are.
Yeah.
You know, it gets a little steamy. We don't, we're not quite there yet.
Not over keen, all right?
Yeah.
So let us know, Mr. Miami, because we're very interested if you're going to get a second coffee out.
Yeah, see, I have a feeling that Mr. Miami, just by the name alone, he's, Guaquito, Guaco,
Maybe Guaco's your answer, Mr. Miami. Let us know. Thank you so much for sending in your questions tonight. We'll do it all again tomorrow on ESPN FC and every day.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.